Finishing a half marathon is a major accomplishment, but it also can leave you wondering, how do I return to my normal running volume without getting injured? So today, during my easy run, I'm going to show you how I return to my normal running volume while minimizing the risk of injury and trying to help prevent myself from overtraining in the process. So without further ado, let's lace up and get ready for the run. Hey y'all, I'm Case, a 1:39 half marathoner, and I am 2 weeks out from my last half marathon. So I figured, why not cover the process of what you do once you finish your half marathon to get back to the volume that you were used to. So I wanted to record my process from the steps in between so that you can build back your mileage safely and without injury. When it comes to the half marathon, a lot of people wonder, can I run the next day? What should I do? I'm gonna share with you the most accurate sign that I've found that tells you you're in a good spot to start running again. I decide to take 3 days off and do as minimal movement as possible. And then on morning 4, what I will start to do is I will look at my HRV status, and you can do that on your Coros or you can do that on your Garmin watch. And so far, this is the most accurate way that I've found that correlates with how my body is actually feeling. What I do is I give it 2 days where I am back in my balanced HRV status, and that lets me know I'm okay to go for a short run and test out how I'm actually feeling. I will start off and I will stay in zone 2 or recovery zone until I get back up to my normal base mileage of 50 miles per week. So once I feel good, my HRV status has been balanced for 2 straight days, I will start leaning back into running, but I will do it very controlled. So I will stay either in zone 1 or zone 2 for whatever mileage that is that week, and then for the next week I will build up that mileage. So if I'm used to running 5 to 6 days per week, what I usually do is I'll start the second week out from the half marathon going back up to 5 days a week, being shorter runs. And since I run about 50 miles per week in my base fitness, I'll aim here for 25 to 30 miles of nothing but zone 1 and zone 2 work to see how my body's reacting. And then for week 3, my goal is to get up to about 35 to 40 miles per week, still in zone 1 and zone 2, and bumping myself up to 6 days a week because that's my usual. So then what this does is it sets me up to be back to my normal mileage roughly 4 to 5 weeks after my half marathon. This gives my body enough time to adjust to the mileage being back to where it was without shocking the system and potentially leading to an injury. And then what I will do for week 5 is I will start to introduce some higher intensity workouts. So this is where I'll either do a shorter interval session during the week, or I'll add some tempo work to my long run to try and get my hard mileage to 5% my total. And what I do in my normal training is 15% of hard mileage and 85% either recovery or zone 2, just as a reference point. A couple years ago, I tried to go right back into volume. I was doing about 35 miles per week, and as soon as my half marathon was done, 2 days later I started running again. Ended up doing a 10K about a month out, ran a PR, but then a few days after that I noticed that I had some really aggressive ankle pain, and it actually shelved me for a couple weeks. Since implementing this strategy, I have been injury free for the 2 years since then. And if you're new to the channel, check out my other videos. I have a bunch of tips videos for different distances, as well as other running content that you might find useful for your own training or just entertaining. So just remember to run like a puma. Know when it's time to go hunting, and know when it's time to be patient. Your recovery days are a perfect time to practice this patience, because there's no medals being given out during your zone 2 runs or your rest days. So make sure that you practice your recovery with the patience that you need, so that on race day, you're ready to strike. So stay patient, stay dangerous, and I'll see you in the next one.